Hello. Hi. Hello. Charlie, what's up? Hi, guys. Welcome to my podcast. This is our first episode. Boom, 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 boom. Hi, my name is Ayirebuah, and this is Ayirebuah Speaks. Literally. I am so excited about this podcast that I have started because now I get to talk to you and I don't have to be talking to myself like I always do. I'll tell you this about myself. I talk to myself, and it's not like I'm talking in the mirror. You know, like that's sort of normal to talk in the mirror. No, that's not what I do. You see, what I do is I can be there in my room, in the kitchen, washing dishes. Yeah, I have dishes to wash. Anyway, you guys are more important. Reading, anything really. And then I start to talk to myself. And it's not like, Irama, tomorrow you have to go to the mall to buy this for that. No. I have a different character, somebody that I have created by myself for whatever reason. It started when I was, little. I had that kind of imagination. I had different characters that I just talked to out loud, not in my head, out loud. We had different conversations. And, my sisters will walk in and say that, I'm crazy. And my mother would say, oh yeah, papa. Among many others. But it doesn't stop me from talking to myself. At this point, I'd like to just, put a disclaimer out there that I am really, really not crazy. I have sense. Okay, that's really subjective, the sense that I have. So this first episode on Ayirebuah Speaks Literally, I am calling it Takes Two. I'll tell you why. Don't be confused. Don't be sitting there wondering, why is she calling it Takes Two? Why? Why the name It Takes Two? Don't worry. She's explaining it to you as we speak. Don't be bamboozled. That's not the word. Don't be perturbed. It Takes Two. Do you remember the show It Takes Two when we were little? I think it was on GTV, hosted by Kwame Sefakai. I think at some point it was hosted by Chris Attle. It Takes Two was very fun. It Takes Two was one of the things we used to always, look forward to. It Takes Two, Agro. Sorry, that sound was my Coca-Cola bottle. All those shows were very interesting. But what was interesting about It Takes Two was, it was, I have to know my friend. I have to know the person that I am on the show with. I have to know what they like, what they don't like. So that when they send me to the other room and then I come back, our answers will match and then we'll win the show. So this is why I call it Takes Two. Because when I was little, I tell my friends, you have to know this about me in case we go to It Takes Two. Then you'll know, then we'll win. It Takes Two is no longer there, but then you and I are here. You and I are here. And if somebody asks you, what podcast? Calm down, dear. Calm down. Okay, this is just the first episode. You will hear so many garments from me, but don't let that stop you from loving me. Honestly, I am very lovable. I really am. Okay, so when somebody asks you, what podcast do you listen to? You say, oh, I listen to XYZ and Ayirebuah Speaks Literally. Ayirebuah Speaks Literally? Yes, Ayirebuah Speaks Literally. Tell me, who is Ayirebuah? Then you'll be standing there, then you have nothing to say. How? How is that even possible that you listen to my podcast and you don't know who I am? So apart from my friends, I don't care about those people. Even they, I don't think they know everything about me. Because all the things about me I tell to myself when I'm talking to myself. Remember I just said that? Yeah, okay. So now you have to now stand there and explain, oh, it's not like I don't know her. It's just that she's interesting in her podcast. That's not how we'll do it. Dear listener, you have to know about me. So this first episode is called It Takes Two, because you're going to learn facts about me. And then you can tell somebody about me when they ask you, Ayirebuah Speaks Literally? Who is Ayirebuah? Then you say, Ayirebuah is a voiceover artist, a writer, an aspiring filmmaker, and an aspiring lawyer. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? I'll tell you more. So, yes, I'm a practicing writer. I don't get money from it too, but then I still do it. It's my passion. And I'm a voiceover artist as well. For that one, I get money. So, shameless plug. If you're looking for a voiceover artist for your advert, anything you like, I can do it for you. I can sound like this. I can sound like this. I can sound like this. And I can sound like this. I don't know. Calm down. Okay. I don't know if any of those voices sounded different. In my head, they did. So when I play this back and they don't sound different, I'll not post this audio. I'll not disgrace myself. But honestly, I really am very good at what I do, if I do say so myself. So please call me. Call me, please. You can send a voice message and let me know if you're looking for me to do your voiceover for you. And I said that I am an aspiring filmmaker. Why did I choose that field of work? Because I'm already doing law. You understand? I'm already on my way to become a lawyer. That is if I get to if I get to the promised land. At this point, it's like I can see Canaan, but I am not getting there. That's another story for another day. So why am I choosing to be a filmmaker? I'll tell you. Again, don't be perplexed. Don't be Baba Haste. Don't be perturbed. I will explain it to you. If it's not funny, just tell me that it's not funny. Because me, I think I'm funny, but I'm not really funny. I think that, I'm funny. No. So if it's not funny, the way I'm laughing by heart, just tell me, I was not funny. The thing that I said. I'll not be angry. Don't worry. This one like this that I've just done, it's not funny. But then, I think that I'm being funny. Again, it's not funny. What was I saying? Yes, I was saying I chose to be a filmmaker too, in addition to the law. Quite frankly, once upon a time, before I went to the university, I wanted to do English and theatre arts. For unforeseen circumstances, reasons, the unforeseen circumstances that occurred, I couldn't. And I had to, I spoke to my parents about it. I told them, look, as for me, I want to be an actress. I really want to be an actress. I want to be an actress. I want to write and be an actress. I want to be an author. That's what I want to do with my life. Oh, they said, that's great. That's awesome. That's a great plan. That's a great plan. And you can do it. We know it. We know you can do it. We believe in you. But do you know something? In life, it's not all a bed of roses. If you don't like roses, then lilies. If you don't like lilies, then dandelions. They didn't really say all that. But it was close to that. They said that it's not like that when you're growing up. At that point, how old was I? I was like 17 or 18. And so, me, it's not hard for me to understand something. If you explain it to me, give me valid reasons, I'll understand. So it's not like I was, I had put my foot down. No, I can't put my foot down on my parents. Who do I think I am? But it's not like I was, I was strong in my decision to say, this is what I want, and I'm not changing. I'm not going to do anything else. And so it was so easy for me to just understand where they were coming from. And what they were saying was, I've talked all this while, I've not told you what they even said. What they were saying was that you have to have a monthly income. In as much as you want to follow your passions, in as much as you want to do this as, your professional, your way of life, it is not necessarily the most stable area. you've heard stories about actors who have been in the game for so long, and it just took one thing after 20 years and then they got their big break. Others started, as soon as they started, that was their big break. Their debut film or their debut television show was their big break, and then they flew high afterwards. Some too, they flew high from the beginning, and then they just you don't hear of them anymore. They give examples of certain actors or certain musicians that you know they were big, and then you didn't hear of them anymore. Of course, that doesn't mean that they are not successful because we don't hear of them. But sometimes it means they're out of jobs, or people like new faces, people like young faces, and it's not always going to be rosy for you. And the kind of person that you are, that's me. They're talking to me now. They're talking to me still. Sorry, the kind of person that I am. I can't be in a hotel. I can't be broke. No. It's not like I have a lot of money now, even. But then you get me. I mean, now they're taking care of me. I mean, at that point, they were taking care of me. Yes, they still are. Shout outs to my parents. Awesome people. So you don't see the seriousness of it. But when you have to pay bills, when you have to take care of your own self, you need something to hold you. You need something to know at the end of the month, even if I don't go to courts, even if I don't have anything busy doing, at least at the end of the month I'm getting money. I have money, right? So that's how they explained it to me, and I was like, okay. In essence, that was my dream. I was in an arts class. I thought lawyer was going to be it, and then I realized, no, I want the acting thing and the writing thing. So I said, okay, then I'm just going to go into this law thing. I'm going to do law. And as I started law, I liked it, very interesting. But if I knew it was going to be this tough, honestly, I don't know if I would choose it again. I honestly don't know if I would choose it again. But I'm glad I chose it. It's a very it's a funny relationship I have with the law. On one hand, it is mind-opening. It is a breath of fresh air, in the sense that you just broaden your horizon. Reading law, you broaden your horizon. I can say that I'm smarter because of it. Yes, I can see that I'm smarter because of it. But I'm tired. I really am. I'm really tired. Because when I tell you that before every exam in school, in undergrad, before every exam, my friends started to call me the Grinch. That was how bad it was, because I would just don't talk. Why are you talking to me at this point when you know that I have exams in like 2 hours? Don't talk to me. No, it was just stressful for me, and I am not a mean person. I don't snap at people anyhow. I see myself as a happy child. I'm a happy person, but because of that exam that I had to write every semester, or a test that some lecture things that they had to give you out of the blue, I became a Grinch. And so it's a love-hate relationship with the law, but I still feel like it's a good choice if you want to read the law. So anyway, that's why I chose the law and filmmaking. The first dream was to be an actor. Then I realized I can't act. I realized, I can't act, because you watch certain movies and then your mind is blown. I remember watching this movie. This is a Nigerian movie, King of Boys. I've watched this movie and I don't want to watch it again. I've watched it once and now I'm just jealous of people that would watch the movie for the first time. To watch it again, that movie had great performances. And then, but that's not what made me understand that I couldn't act. I don't remember who was, but I just realized I can't do it. I can't act. But I can write for film, I guess. So I am currently in Creative Writing Academy. I can write a play, and I can write a story. And whilst I do that, I can produce, I can direct. And that is what filmmaking is, right? And it doesn't mean I have to stop the law. It doesn't mean that I can't be a lawyer and a filmmaker. I can juggle these two, and I can have the best of both worlds. Shouts to Hannah Montana. I can have the best of both worlds. So that is my choice. And it's so hard. Right now I have assignments to submit for school, and I have exams to study for the law, and that's I'm tired, but at least I'm not a Grinch in these times. I'm not a Grinch. I'm more relaxed. I'm still happy, maybe because it's not near time yet. Time is 20. I'm still happy. So, dear listeners, these facts about me. This is just, education. Oh, boring. Okay, so let's do something interesting. Please don't leave me. Don't leave me. Stay with me. Don't abscond from me. I like eating. I do. Kinky, to be precise. I think this week I've eaten kinky like 5 times. No, it's not even I think. I have eaten kinky like 5 times. I don't even know what prompted this interest in kinky. Because before I went to SS, I went to Achimota school. I wasn't really like a big fan of kinky. Kinky was not something that if I don't eat kinky today, something will do me. Or when I go home, I'm eating kinky. Because that's how I am now. But I wasn't like that. Then I went to SS. And it's not like the kinky there too was mind-blowing. We had it twice a week, I think. But was it just... I think it was just, when we got the chance to bust kinky. That's take kinky from the dining hall. I didn't do some. I heard that that's what people did. I didn't do some. So when I heard that people got a chance to bust kinky from the dining hall, and then we eat it together as a group, and I think that's what made me feel like kinky was warm and brought people together. And kinky is, I'm talking about kinky like it is. But it is the love of my life. It is Jesus, my family, and kinky. These are top 3 loves of my life. When another one comes, we'll add him, but he will not be on top of kinky. That is a fact. And yeah, that's something. I have a poem about kinky. It's on my blog, ayirebuahspeaks.wordpress.com. It's a poem about kinky. So check it out when you can. I also but I was scared to learn how to drive when I was 18. Same time I was figuring out my life plan. I was scared to learn how to drive. So I went to driving school after SS. I started driving school. I signed up for it. I went for the classes, theory, practical. Everything was cool. And then I wrote the theory test. The first time I wrote a theory test, I didn't pass. I don't know why. I didn't pass. As for that driving exam, I really wrote it many times. I did. To drive. They are stressing me just to drive. Driving that now I trust 7. Oh. So, what was I saying? I keep going off base every time. Why? So I didn't pass the first time. And the second time I went to write the exam, my dog died. My favorite dog. She died. I went to give her bones. I had finished eating. Before the test, I had finished eating and I went to give her bones. And then I just saw her there, lying there with her legs, like her 4 legs were up. I said, what style is this? But she wasn't breathing. And that's when I realized that she was gone. And I burst into tears. I didn't know that I could feel heartbreak. Like, that was my first heartbreak. My favorite dog died. She died. And I was the one to see her like that. My heart broke. So I like to think that that's the reason I feel the second one. And then I wrote it again and then I passed. And then it was time for the practical test. So I think the day that I passed the third time, they told me that I would get a message for when I'd go for my practical test. So in my mind, that's going to be like, a week later. I get the message the day after. At this point, I don't know how to reverse still. I don't know how to reverse. So I was scared. Like, I don't want to go there and then they will shout at me because I don't like when people shout at me. I don't. So my dad came back from work and then he said, okay, let's go. He gave me his car. He sat in the front seat and he said, let's go. I don't know why this man was being so dramatic, thinking that I was going to hit that car. I wasn't going to hit the car. I saw the car's mirror. I wasn't going to hit him. You see, the way the road is set up, it's people park on the sides, but they don't care, right? So I knew, like, I wasn't. Then he was being dramatic. He didn't want to teach me again, so I didn't go for the test. I was afraid, and then I just stopped. So that was like 2014, 2015. I stopped, and then every time was go and finish, go and do the test, go and do the test, go and do the test. I don't want to do it now. I'm afraid. My leg is paining me. I'm sick. Oh, big cars are on the road. It took me a very long time to just accept that I had to learn how to drive. So from 2015, 2018, now I really needed to know how to drive. I'll tell you why. I was coming back from school. And there was one year that my first 2 years in uni, I didn't have a hostel. My school didn't have a hostel. And so I would close from lectures and then go home. And, I'd sit in the church or go home. That was my routine. So there was one day that I sat in this church and then there was a punching. There was a goat there. At this point, I said, let me learn how to drive. See, there's nothing wrong with the goat too. The goat is fine. I mean, goats are precious. And if someone's business, whether they were going to sell it, whether they were going to eat it, whether it's their pet, that is the person's life. And I appreciate whatever the person does. There's nothing wrong with the goats. But at that point, I decided I'm going to learn how to drive. I am going to. Sorry if my laugh sounds like whooping cough. I'll change my laugh. I decided to learn how to drive at that point. So I went back to driving school. I had to refresh because it was like 3 years after the first time. So I had to refresh the course. And I got this driving instructor. He wasn't bad though. He wasn't really bad. He wasn't bad like that. But you know that I'm afraid. You know, I'm afraid. I really am. Then you be shouting at me. Yeah, I don't like that. I told you that I don't like when people shout at me. So I came home and I told my mother. And then she said, "What we are calling? If he's shouting at you, tell him." Just because one time he told me that I should go left and then I indicated right, and he's shouting at me. Is it the first time somebody doesn't know their left and their right? Why are you shouting? Why are you shouting? So the next day I went to him and I told him, please, the way he spoke to me yesterday, I didn't like it. We are all here and I know you know that I'm afraid to learn how to do the driving, and then you're just shouting at me like that. And he said, driving is mechanical and it's technical, and he used a lot of words. But then he said he was sorry in the end. I was like, okay, cool. Then we learned how to drive. I learned how to drive. And then fast forward, I have my license now and I'm a pro. Ching. But I want to open a GoFundMe because my car, I call her Cubetta because that's what my sister used to call her. The car was passed down to me from my sister. Call her Cubetta. She's quite old. She's tired. So I'm opening GoFundMe. If you have any, after this podcast, after I've made you happy, want to do some collection contributions so we can get me a Range Rover. Nothing is too small. The starting point is $100, please. We'll not take anything less than that. I don't want any excuses either. So, but I beg $100 each. That'll work. Then we can buy me a Range Rover. Okay. So yes, that is the story about how I did not want to learn how to drive. What else in this It Takes Two do you need to know about me? I am, like I said, I am not funny, but my friends say that I'm funny. And I think the reason is that I like to make people happy. Life is just dark most days. So for me, like this, there are days that I feel sad. I feel the day is not going well. And something has to lift me up. And then I go on Instagram or I go on Twitter especially. Twitter just cracks me up. And I go on Instagram and I see these skits. So I really appreciate people who make skits. And then I just want you to know, if you're listening and you make skits, please keep it up. Somebody like Maraji, somebody like Skinny Man, when he does those voiceovers with the animals, and then he he gives them funny names. These are things that as soon as you open the video, you play the video, it just makes your day, and it just takes away, for a brief moment, you forget that you were upset about something. And that is something that I think everyone needs in their life. Nobody needs to be sad the whole day. Why? Just laugh a little. So that's what I do. I like to just make people laugh a little. And I think that'll be it for today. That'll be it for the first episode. That will be it for our It Takes Two. So now when people say Ayirebuah speaks literally, who is Ayirebuah? You can tell them these facts about me. So that's, I know that you're a loyal human being and a loyal listener. You can send voice messages. Tell me how this episode was, how you felt about this episode, and any ideas, any topics you'd want me to jump on in the next ones. The next one will come with a guest. I don't know who yet. I don't know what about, but it will definitely be another interesting thing. I have been your host. I have been your podcaster. I've been your speaker. You can follow me on Instagram at its_Ayirebuah and also Ayirebuah Speaks. I have 2 accounts there. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ayirebuah Osei. Follow me on Twitter, Lady Ayirebuah. And let's interact, let's have fun. Thank you for joining me on this first episode. Thank you for getting to know me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying to this end. If you stopped, crying, you don't know. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day, great night, and laugh a little. Ayirebuah Speaks, literally. Bye.